Hello everyone, this is Les and Wendy.
Hello.
And we are coming to you on Canada Day, July 1st, 2021. Which is also a significant day for us because this is our 100th video that we will be posting to our channel.
Woo-woo!
We certainly never thought that we would get to 100 videos. We didn't think we'd get past 10. We've told the story before, but this was originally done for family members that were thinking of moving to this area. And then other people started watching and subscribing, so we just continued to make videos, and who knew we would get to 100 videos. Canada Day this year is a bit of a subdued affair. There are no celebrations in Saint John, as there are not in many cities across Canada, as we take some time to reflect on some of the mistakes that our country has made, which Wendy in just a minute or two will talk about a little bit. But I just wanted to say thank you to all of you viewers and subscribers on our 100th video. I had a comment today from William Zobaze, hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, from Nigeria, who really left a touching little comment when he said that he has watched every one of our videos, and sometimes he watches them twice because he feels like we are friends of his. And Williams, thank you so much. We feel the same way about you and about others. We cannot believe we have viewers from around the world. Williams is from Nigeria. We have viewers from Africa, from China, from Russia, from all over South America. We started our Facebook group to help people that were thinking of moving here from other parts of the world. And it took off far greater than we thought it would. We have so many people from South America especially that are coming here to go to school and to become permanent residents through that program. And people like Pablo and Andre Lira and Andrew Puddington, who we have had Skype calls, or not Skype, but Facebook calls with.
Over wine.
Yeah,
with him
over
and his lovely wife, Jessica.
We have met so many of you, both from in Canada, Karina and Dave from Alberta, and from around the world that we now consider friends. And without doing these videos, we never would have met any of you, and we are just incredibly grateful for you that have stuck with us and watched videos, left comments. We have a viewer we haven't met, but named Smiling Eyes, who leaves some of the most touching comments ever. We have a visually impaired viewer from Victoria, Marcelina, who watches all of our videos and always comments and thanks us for being descriptive, which we try to do. But there's so many touching comments. Yes, we've had the odd negative one as well, but the positive, overwhelmingly positive comments that we receive from all of you, it just really touches our hearts. And we thank you, and we thought that for our 100th video that we should take the opportunity to thank you all for the views, the subscribes, the shares. We have Greg Breers, or Briers, I'm not sure which way it is, in the UK, who's talked about us on his radio show. It's just amazing the positive feedback that we have received for these cheesy little videos that we do, that we don't edit, that we don't do anything but drive around and talk. And we just appreciate every one of you for watching.
Yeah, we have Balesi coming into town. I can't remember where they're from, but they're from far away. And they have left lots of comments on our Facebook page. Same with Riz Paulette and her husband are coming into town from the Philippines, I believe. So lots of people have reached out to us, and it's just amazing the type of conversations that we've had with a lot of you from all over the world. So thank you so much.
Yes, and we this view of where we are, we're in Fort Howe, and this is kind of the cover photo we have in our channel, so we thought it'd be appropriate. We're going to drive a little bit around Uptown again. show you a couple of things that we haven't shown before, really, and just talk about what we're grateful for and some of the mistakes that happen in Canada. We appreciate how many of you want to move here, and we sometimes take for granted what we have here. But this is not a perfect country. It's a wonderful country, but it's not perfect. And it seems like as many people have asked us to reflect on Canada Day, we're going to do a little bit of that as well. Okay, so I'm going to drive, and Wendy's going to talk a little bit, and we'll just, we don't have a plan as usual. We're just going to move around a bit and see what we see. So hopefully you'll stay with us, and again, thank you.
So Les had mentioned that today in Canada, there's lots of people who are just reflecting on some of the mistakes that were made by our country. Sorry, I get a little emotional. But the Indigenous people of Canada have been treated just poorly. When the settlers came to Canada, they brought with them diseases that wiped out the whole populations of Indigenous people in Canada. And they've been treated poorly ever since. So there's recent developments. I learned about in university about residential schools, and that's where children were stolen from their parents and forced into boarding schools that were run by the Catholic Church and some other Christian denomination type churches as well, not just the Catholics. But mostly the Catholic Church, and it was mandated by law, and so the politicians were involved as well. And these residential schools were not very nice places for the Indigenous children of Canada, and there's quite a bit. There's some genocide that happened, and so it's come to light recently as mass graves have been discovered at many of these residential schools throughout Canada. And so today we just honor those children.
Thanks, Wendy. It's a hard subject to talk about, and the basis of it was to indoctrinate Indigenous children into more of an Anglo culture.
And assimilate.
Yeah, so, and there have been a lot of, as Wendy said, mass graves found, unmarked graves of the Indigenous children. So, not a very celebratory day. We do, on the other hand, have a lot of things to be thankful for, and we will again celebrate Canada Day in the future. Wendy and I this week both had our second doses of vaccine against COVID-19. Feel very fortunate that we will be able to travel again shortly. We feel fortunate that our borders in New Brunswick, which have been closed for so long, keeping us safe, have now reopened to the rest of Canada. We're looking forward to many of you coming to visit soon. We did a video about healthcare in New Brunswick, which isn't perfect, but is great. And there are so many nations that have no healthcare whatsoever. So we are grateful for that. We're grateful for the many people that are buried here in Saint John who fought for our country's freedoms. We're grateful that we have the ability to share our opinions on any number of subjects. Grateful for the feeling of being able to walk down these streets of Saint John and feel safe at any time of the day or night. To go out to restaurants and enjoy a beer and talk politics, talk sports, just about anything, and to live in a city with great history. So it's not an ideal day, but it is a day to reflect, but also to be happy and grateful for what we have. So we are in Uptown Saint John now, Seems like the videos that we do in Uptown become our most watched videos. We did a video recently, Summer in Uptown, which has become already our second most watched video on our channel. So thank you again. We picked up almost 100 new subscribers, I think, in large part because of that video. Thank you for that. We are driving kind of around the outside. This is the Marco Polo Cruise Terminal, which is where I got both of us got our second shot of vaccine.
Yes.
Which was also kind of a touching moment because that was where we landed when we first came to Saint John on a cruise ship.
Yes. Yeah, it was significant for sure. So we just wanted to remind you guys that, you know, for those of you who enjoy our videos, please subscribe. Come on, just smash that button, right?
Yeah, on a later note, yes. Now, I'm going to one of these, no, maybe the next one. We want to just see if we can see the little tin can beach that is Uptown. But let's get a shot of this beautiful splash park on the left.
Yes. This is new.
This is part of the gentrification of the south end, which is where we are now. This didn't exist. This is a wonderful, safe spot for kids to come and play. It's summer, so the water is keeping them all cool. Just a great, beautifully landscaped and developed park, splash park for the kids.
And what street are we on here?
Broad Street.
Broad Street, just so you know where this park is.
In the south end. Now, this is on the Uptown Peninsula, but technically is considered the south end of Saint John.
Isn't that just gorgeous? I love seeing that.
And that's not the only one. There's at least 3 splash parks that we know of that are all relatively new. And it's part of the revitalization of the city, which deserves to be revitalized. It is such a beautiful city. One of the things that we are thankful on this Canada Day is we have the freedom to live anywhere in this country that we want to live, and we've chosen Saint John, and we're very happy about that. So this beach here, it's on the peninsula, so there is access to the water, but mostly it's made of break rocks that you can just sit on when the tide's out and just look over the water. It's very pretty here. It's called Tin Can Beach. And we're not going to get out, but we just want to give you a view. These are some of the views you will find in Uptown. We've shown you beach views on the west side and other places, but you've got it right here in Uptown as well.
So straight ahead, that's Partridge Island. And then off to the side is, that's the Redhead area. But
to our right there is where the ferry from Digby, Nova Scotia will dock.
Right.
Just over there.
And we've got some cute little dogs in the car right here. Oh, look at them.
So this waterfront area is accessible easily from most of Uptown by walking.
Yes.
Now
What's that building there?
I don't know. I don't know
pretty.
what that building is.
It's huge too.
Yeah.
Maybe some of the locals can chime in.
Probably an old prison.
Yeah.
We're going to drive down a few of the streets that maybe we haven't driven down before. We've shown so much of the beautiful brick architecture, but there's some beautiful homes that were either rebuilt or built after, and a couple before the Great Fire of 1877 that knocked down almost everything in Saint John, Uptown. So as you can see here, the south end, the real estate market is hot here too. Sold.
Yeah.
Some older buildings here that will need to be refurbished. But even these old buildings still have oodles of character.
Yes.
We've mentioned before that the Uptown Peninsula is surrounded by water on 3 sides at least.
This is the industrial side.
This is not the west side docks, but part of the port of Saint John, where many of the oil tankers especially would come in. And we are on Pitt Street right now. And I just drove down the street the other day because I was curious about a home that was for sale. And it's an interesting little part of Uptown. So we are on the eastern edge of the Uptown Peninsula now. So kind of away from the glitz and glamour of the main part of Uptown. But this home here that is on our left is currently for sale for $349,000. It was one of the homes that survived the fire of 1877, so it was built prior to that. And is for sale, beautifully restored for $349,000, which gives you an idea of the value that exists in Saint John. This home on the right is adorable.
Oh, this little brick one?
Yeah.
Les loves his little brick houses.
Yeah.
That's super, super cute.
They remind me of Britain.
Yes. And so does Saint John, actually, in general. It has a very British feel to it. I think that's probably why the two of us are so drawn to it. I was born in England, and Les's dad is from Liverpool, and he has very strong British ties. So
this is another of the many streets that have these beautiful tree canopies that
what street's this?
Queen Street.
Queen Street.
Provide shade. And in our videos we try to provide an honest viewpoint, and you can see that some of these homes definitely need to be fixed up, but they still have a lot of character.
But if anybody's interested in fixing up homes here, this would probably be a good area to buy in, just because they're still relatively inexpensive here. But because the Uptown Peninsula and the South End, which is part of that, there's a regentrification process happening here, you'd probably, the return on your real estate would probably be a bit higher in this area. And that's all. I mean, it's going to take a good 10 years to probably get there, if not longer, but eventually this little peninsula here is going to be very well sought after.
Indeed it is. Now, the nice thing is that pretty much everywhere Uptown is walkable from pretty much anywhere in Uptown. It is a compact downtown core.
So we're on Carmarthen,
yeah. And I just wanted to congratulate a couple of our viewers also that have purchased homes.
Yes.
In Saint John or in the surrounding areas.
That are moving into town real soon.
Annette bought a home on the west side.
Yes.
Titus and his family have bought a home in French Village, which is just outside of
same with Sarah.
Saint John, Sarah Whitaker.
Yep.
And
her sister Kimberly bought a home in Hampton.
Yes. So we're very excited for all of them.
And Marcella in Rosse.
We share your excitement about moving to the city. Look at that building.
Oh my gosh, it's
this
gorgeous.
Is Orange Street.
Chantel and her husband move in tonight. Their flight arrives tonight.
Yes, they bought a castle.
They bought a castle in Rosse.
Okay, so this is Orange Street, and we need to take a look at this because it is just stunning.
Look at that building. Oh, so gorgeous.
And look at the one next door to it.
Oh my gosh, look at that.
Look, you can. There's an apartment for rent. You can move in there.
Yes. Oh my goodness, that is just gorgeous. Look at the detail in that brickwork. Oh my gosh. You just don't see that anywhere else in Canada, except for maybe Quebec City.
So both sides of the street are just stunningly beautiful.
Yeah. I love the red brick everywhere. So beautiful.
I guess a lot of the homes that were made of wood before the Great Fire, and when they all burnt down, they decided to rebuild them all out of brick.
It's beautiful.
So it's summertime here. Today's not hot, but we have had some warm days. Nothing like the weather that's been experienced in Western Canada, which we hope that any of our viewers from out west all of them have stayed safe. It can get a little humid here, but being on the Bay of Fundy certainly helps to keep things cooler.
Yes. What street's this?
Princess.
Princess. Right. Wow.
I just figured that
straight out of a scene of Coronation Street.
we figured that being our 100th video, a bit of a celebration for us, being Canada Day, and being that everyone seems to love these uptown shots, we'd gratuitously do another one here, because there is a never-ending supply of interesting architecture to see here. Go down the street, which I don't
Orange.
know. Orange. Oh, back to orange again.
Yeah.
What rhymes with orange?
Storange. Orange.
Another home for sale but sold. The market still seems to be very strong. We hear things about that it's slowing down across the country, but there's no sign of it here. Canadian flag and Union Jack kind of sums up the area.
Yeah, pretty much.
Street's closed that way, so we'll go straight through. So now we are at the very eastern tip of the Uptown Peninsula. Looking out at the industrial docks and the refineries in the distance.
Lots of people are so curious about that refinery, so I'm going to try to get a shot of it. You can see where the flame is. That's where the refinery is.
Now, also out there to the right, east of us, is the East Side Business District.
What street's this?
Leinster. So throughout Uptown, even whether you're west, east, north, or south, there's some very historic architecture. So we want to just finish up by maybe having a look, if we can see it, at the Loyalist Cemetery, since it is Canada Day, and since we owe our freedoms to those who fought for our rights to them. Just
This is King Street.
just pay our last respects at the cemetery. We won't get out, but
Can you tell them a little bit about the cemetery?
I don't know much of the history of the cemetery, but I do know that it's people that fought for the origination of Canada through the War of 1812 and probably in the other wars as well. And it is surrounding this area
I don't think you're
here.
going to get a view from here.
No, but there it is.
Can we get out?
We can try.
This isn't a good area. Okay. Here, you hold it.
So this is the Loyalist Cemetery, right uptown, right adjacent to King Square Park, right in the heart of Uptown. And we're gonna wrap up the video here. We thank you again for watching. all of our videos, whichever ones you do. We thank you for subscribing. We hope if you haven't subscribed that you will. And we just thank you for all the wonderful comments and the friendships that we've made. We never thought we'd be at this stage, but thank you. And as we reflect on this day, we reflect and are grateful for everything that Canada has given to us and that this YouTube channel has given to us.
All right. That said.
Yep.
All right. We love Saint John. Thanks again for watching.